everyone! Can you believe it's already April? Spring is finally here. Do you know what that means? Everything's changing. Leaves are popping out, people are feeling more optimistic, and it's like everyone's emerging from hibernation mode because the sun's out. My favourite part about spring is seeing all the flowers bloom and the world just seems brighter. It's almost like a gorgeous filter has been applied. This makes me think of all the changes that's happened in my life over the past few years. I'm actually back in London at the moment. And the other day, I was talking to my older brother, and he mentioned coming across an old primary school friend. He made a little video where I just said hi, and he sent it over to her. And she said that I look the same. The only difference is that I've gotten taller. That got me thinking. Like, so much has happened and so much has changed in my life. And my friends, my relationships, even the way I deal with things and the way I perceive myself. It's so crazy how, even though every day seems the same, things can be totally different internally. Yet on the outside, it looks like everything's the same. Speaking of changes, have you noticed how skincare is everywhere these days? Like, everyone's obsessed with not looking older. They're worried about wrinkles and their skin looking a certain way or drooping, and Botox is what's in at the moment. But honestly, I think aging is a beautiful thing. Every line tells a story of how you were feeling at one point. Every wrinkle, every line, like smile line, the crease around your eyes, each one shows the emotion you expressed once upon a time. And isn't that so beautiful? It's weird seeing everyone being terrified of aging and trying to prevent all of this. I think getting older is a good thing. It means you've lived a lot of lives and have tons of story to tell people. I do agree changes can be scary. That's for sure. I love looking at old pictures and reading my old diaries to see where I was mentally or what I was doing at that point in time. And it makes me wonder if I'm even the same person anymore or how I would react in certain situations again. Literally, so much has happened over like the past year, 5 years, even 10 years. So much has happened. I think one of the biggest changes for me that I can really say has a big impact over my life is reconnecting with my mom when I was 21. It helped me understand like my roots and felt so much missing pieces of my past. Having her around, especially during a tough breakup that I had, was such a lifesaver. And I feel that if I hadn't met her 4 or 5 years ago, I wouldn't be where I am at the moment because having that motherly figure, which I didn't have when I was younger, has definitely helped shape me the way I am now. Another big change, I'm sure, which has happened to a lot of people, has been the pandemic, where we all stayed inside and it was really hard to go out and socialize. So it made me put more effort into my friendship and actually value the people around me and lean on them when I needed help. The pandemic definitely changed a lot of things in our lives, not just the way the world worked, not just work, not just school, but even our personal relationship. It changed a lot. Maybe you might have done some things you wouldn't have done otherwise, such as made a rush decision, or maybe decided to go for a new career. During the pandemic, I was actually at uni. As I got out, the workforce has changed with everything moving online, and it was such a crazy event. I've actually decided to interview my siblings to see what changes they've experienced, maybe in the past 5 years, and how these changes has impacted their lives. So I have my sister here. Hi, sister. Thanks for joining me.
You're welcome.
What would you say has been the biggest change for you?
I would say COVID. It impacted my life because I wasn't able to go out. I was not able to go to school. It made people go on social media more. Everything went digital. So yeah, I think COVID has been the biggest change in my life.
Yeah, me too. I remember I was at uni during that time too, and I remember everything moving online, and it was quite scary, wasn't it? Because we had the world pandemic, and obviously it was a big health concern, but also people were just worried about their family and their friends, and loads of people were feeling isolated because you had to stay at home. So, like what you said about social media, I think that was like a really big change because a lot of people did go on social media and they tried finding the connection online, which they couldn't have in person. Do you feel like you're the same person now from like 5 years ago?
No, I wouldn't say I'm the same person I was. Well, I would say I'm the same person from 5 years ago, yeah.
What do you think is the same, like you've kept, and what do you think may have changed?
I think I've been the same person I was. I kept the same personality,
Mm-hmm.
perhaps some of the same character.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Characteristics?
Yes. In life, you do change, but you're still the same person.
That's true. And I feel in terms of like having the same characteristic and being the same person, people usually do have like a drastic character change when something traumatic happens to them. Not just traumatic, but if something really big has happened to them and it makes them change their perspective or their point of view.
Yeah, perhaps. Some
That's true.
people say when you say tomorrow you is going to do something, there is no tomorrow you. It's just you.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
When you lose weight, you're still going to be the same person.
That's true.
So, yeah, me 5 years ago, I'm still the person I was 5 years ago. I haven't transformed into a new woman. I'm the same person. I might have new characteristics. I might have evolved and grown. But I'm still the same person I was 5 years ago. No one's died. And I wouldn't want the person I was 5 years ago to die either.
Yeah. That's a very interesting point you made there. I quite like that on being the same person as you were from the past. And even if you do achieve something or you do complete your goals, you're still that person.
You're still the same year.
Yeah.
So it's you that's going to make the changes. No mystery woman's going to come out tomorrow and do it.
Yeah, that's a very good point actually. It kind of makes me remember the whole glow up thing that's going on. Like when people are glowing up and it's giving me the old Taylor Swift can't come to the fore at the moment. Why? Because she died. Do you know? It's kind of like if you're evolving and you're becoming like having your glow up, you kind of leave the old person, like your old self behind and you become a new person.
Yeah.
But I like how you said it doesn't change. Like you're still the same person from maybe when you didn't feel so good or you weren't so confident with yourself, and who you are now. You're still the same person. That was a good point.
Yes, I think sometimes, in life, it's not about becoming someone, it's about letting go of things, It's not about becoming confident, it's about letting go of insecurities.
Yes. Following on to that, what's one thing you want to improve on?
I think one thing I would like to let go of is having to finish all my food.
Yeah.
I think, as you know, when we grew up, we always had to finish all our food. And I think, you don't have to finish all your foods.
Yeah.
When you're full, you can just stop eating. And I think that's something that I definitely want to let go of that.
Yeah, especially having like parents who are like, oh, there are people who don't have food, or oh, you need to finish everything on your plate. Even if you're full, you just have to empty your plate. And that can actually be quite toxic in a way because you're kind of like forcing yourself.
Or
even
overeating.
Yeah, or overeating. Even though your body knows its limit, you're still pushing. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, well, thank you so much. Hello, brother.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. Thanks for taking your time to do this with me. So I'm making a video on change, and I just wanted to ask you, what do you think has been the biggest change in your life? What do you think has impacted you the most?
What has impacted the most in my life, what I would say is my apprenticeship. In 2019, I started an electrical apprenticeship, and I was at a completely different stage of my life. Things were completely different. I was a completely different person. I had no skills based on the apprenticeship. And looking at my life now, it has completely changed around, and it may seem as just a simple apprenticeship, but it has changed every aspect of my life.
What made you go for this apprenticeship?
I saw people that were electricians and they were successful and they were quite well off, and they seemed to enjoy the job, especially the ones that I saw seemed to earn good load of money. So I thought I would start it.
That's interesting. And do you think that you are the same person that you were 5 years ago? So you from 5 years ago, do you feel like you're the same person now?
No, I do not feel like I'm the same person. I'm a completely different person. There's been so much changes: mental attitude, discipline, adapting to work, skills, more awareness on life, and my vision to life has been completely changed as soon as I started my apprenticeship, especially now.
So you feel like your career and this apprenticeship has definitely changed you to become a better person then?
Yeah, I mean, from someone who wasn't doing much with my life and who didn't know what I was going to be in life and didn't know what I could do in life and hardly went to school, and the apprenticeship really supported me. I mean, probably supported me too much. I mean, even I thought I was going to fail the apprenticeship, but they kept me till the very end, and they kept me going.
So when you have that good support and network with people who actually believe in you, it has a big impact.
Yeah, I mean, when I started my apprenticeship, especially near the end of my apprenticeship, and I realized how important support is to a person, and people do take support very lightly, but support is very, very important. And without support, everything would have been completely different. Like the fact that I started my apprenticeship, I wasn't very disciplined. I was always didn't listen. It was very hard for the managers, but over time, being there every single day working made me very disciplined. Not very, but far, far more disciplined.
Than you were before, yeah.
And in general, that makes you a disciplined person, and that has turned me into a disciplined person, knowing what to do, knowing what I can't do. I've got work the next day, I can't go out and do this at night the day before. Discipline, like knowing that what I'm told to do, and this is what I'm told to do, because as an electrician, it is very, very important to do what you're told to do, which you need discipline for. You don't just do what you want to do, or else it's not right. But yeah.
Would you say also kind of like added a bit more structure to your life? Because I know there's a thing where if people feel like they don't have structure or their life is disorganized, they kind of just flow with whatever, just do whatever. So if you have structure in your life, then it kind of grounds you.
Yeah, I mean, there's the only time there's no structure in your life is when there's no goals in your life.
Yeah.
When you have no objective. But when your objective is to become an electrician, your life does become very structured and very orientated around that. So when you have an apprenticeship or a course or a degree or a goal, and you tell yourself, I want to hit that target, if you are dedicated, you will structure your life around that. So I would say the only time your life is not structured is when you have no goals and no objective. Today you wake up, you don't know. I mean, it's also quite depressing not to have structure in your life, because it's okay after a while, maybe even 2 weeks, but after like a month, 2 months, it is very, very boring not to have structure in your life. The boredom tends to lead people to do negative things sometimes, or just get influenced by negative things. But if you do have structure in your life, it does have a significant impact on your life. And the apprenticeship was the structure in my life, and I had to structure my life around that, and it did have a significant effect in my life.
That's a really good point. So what would you say, how would you advise other people who feel lost, like they don't have any structure, they don't have goals, they're just saying, I don't know what to do, I'll just do whatever?
My advice is, if you don't know what to do, make sure you don't know what to do for a very short period of time. Maximum, like try give it a week of you don't know what to do, because a life of you don't know what to do is a very dangerous life, because it is very difficult not knowing what to do, but the consequences of not knowing what to do is far more. That is very, very dangerous. So a lot of people say, I don't know what to do, because what they should do, they don't like doing it. But if you don't know what to do, do something, and then while you're doing that, you can think of what to do while you're doing something. Like, I was an apprentice, and I told myself, if I did not become a successful electrician, I would not know what to do with my life. And it's either I've got to do this, or I'm gonna end up in a don't know what to do situation. And if you don't know what to do, it's okay to be lost, but make sure it's just for a short period of time. And you don't know what to do, you should have a foundation, something which you're doing. I mean, it's, even if you don't like it, but if you will find solution quicker if you're actually doing something.
Yeah, if you're like exploring your options
Yeah.
and seeing what's out there.
Yeah, that's true. Explore your options, and people are very closed up, so exploring your options is very, very important.
Oh, that's really good. So you feel like the thing that has impacted your life or caused the greatest change was like education or acquiring a skill
Yeah,
that helped you a lot.
yeah. I mean, I've got to give so much thanks to myself and also the course, because I realized that once you gain a skill or qualification, it opens up so much more avenues
That's true.
into your life. I mean, when I was starting I don't know what to do situation, I really didn't have much options, but the fact that I've taken one step and now I'm in the field of, for example, as an electrician, it has opened up so much doors and connected me with so many people, and I am forever grateful for that, which is why I would want to become better and gain more knowledge in my field.
So, last question. Sorry, I just thought of this. Do you think that change is a good thing or a bad thing then?
Yes, changes are a good thing as long as they are in a positive direction and in a good direction. A negative change can be in every single direction, but changes are necessary. And whether you like it or not, things will change.
Yeah.
And you've got to change with them, or else you're just gonna be
Left behind.
You're gonna be left behind.
Yeah.
So, you want to change, but you would want to change the best thing to do is change in a positive way, because even if you do stay still and you don't do nothing, you are changing. Changes are very, very important in life, and whether you like it or not, as long as time is ticking, the sun is rising, there will always be change.
The funny thing about change is that even though every day might look the same, when you look at things in the grand scheme of things, you realize how far you've gotten or how much change has actually happened. Like, for example, someone trying to lose weight or someone who's going to look after their health more, every day they might just go out for a walk like I'm doing now. And then all of a sudden you realize that your stamina has increased. You can walk further, you can do more activities. You're actually more likely to try new things out. So these small changes or these small things we do every day can actually result to bigger changes, which we might not realize till we actually stop and look back and see how far we've come. There are people who said they don't want anything to change in their lives. They want everything to stay the same. They want the same life, the same routine. And even then, I feel like there's a difference between stability and improvement. And also just not wanting anything to change and staying stagnant. And whether we want it or not, changes do happen. Yes, we can control some changes and sometimes we can't control the changes. But you know what? I feel like the best thing to do is just embrace that change and make the most of what life throws at you, you know? But I'll stop it there. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you like this video and you'd like to see more. I have a playlist of my walk and talk that you can dive into where I talk about life and my experiences. And see you in my next video.